Hello everyone and welcome to the Wednesday class. Well, autumn's starting to creep in here. We've had a few mild days here in Norwich. It's been a bit wet, but we can get that feeling of the autumn coming in. So we're going to do plenty of autumn-based stuff today. I've got an awesome point of the week, one of my favourite points of the week. So please say hi in the chat. And look, we've got Annette from Heidelberg, Jane, Rosso from the north of France, Bex is there, Lynn from West Runton, Anne, Liz, Barbara. So please say hi in the chat and we'll get straight on. Okay, so we're getting up towards the end of our entire year cycle. I think this is the 82nd Wednesday class that we've done, because it was 81 last week. So we're going to be soon completing an entire circle of the meridians based on the elements, and we've got something else in store for you next year starting in a few weeks, which we'll let you know a bit nearer the time. Okay, so I thought before we do anything else, just want to find out just how you're coping. This is the very first poll that we actually ran way back at the beginning. 82 weeks ago we ran this poll, so let's run it again now and see where you're at. It's basically to see how you're coping. And the options are: I'm coping well, I'm coping okay, neutral, I'm stressed, I'm very stressed. Let's just see how you're doing in the stress department. I guess there is the factor that the Wednesday classes are a self-selecting group. But look, we're not doing too bad so far as a group. Well done, everyone. Hopefully the Wednesday classes are keeping us all sane and balanced. That's a pretty good result. Look at that. We've got 80% of you saying you're okay or coping well. So well done for those of you who are doing that under the circumstances. And those of you who are feeling kind of neutral and a bit stressed, let's hope that you're going to feel different at the end of this class. I'm really looking forward to it myself. Okay, so let's get straight on. We're going to do the body scan, and then we'll do the... Basti is on the chat. There we are. Hi, Basti. And Catherine from Vienna. Great. It's great to see lots of familiar faces. So let's get straight on. We'll do the scan. And as I say, I've got an awesome point of the week I'm really looking forward to sharing with you later on. So we'll do a whole body scan, and then we'll do the 3 burner scans, and then we'll find out which is the burner of the day to work on, and we'll build it up from there. So let's see how we're doing. We're just going to stand and just relax. And we're going to scan down through our whole body. Okay, do you want to do it with me? So we're going to start above our heads and just scan down through how you're feeling in your head, how you're feeling in the eyes, ears, jaw, how you're feeling in your nose, throat, and then down through our shoulders, down our arms, and into our hands. And then we're scanning down through the whole chest and back. So we're scanning down through the whole body here. You might find it easier if you close your eyes and just scan through diaphragm, the abdominal area, hips, knees, ankles and feet. Okay, now just relax and just kind of take a snapshot of the whole of your body. Just notice if there's anywhere where you're feeling maybe some pain or obstruction, or any areas that feel a bit weaker. Okay, we're just going to draw a picture of that. I'm going to just got my picture. I'm going to just draw that now on our big piece of paper, and that gives us an overview of where we are, where we'd like to work. I've got a poll for that actually, which I think is, yeah, okay. So I'm going to do my picture here. Okay, so let's just find out where in the body you'd like to work. Okay, so we've got, I'm going to share this poll for you. So is it more head, neck and shoulders, down the arms, inside the upper body, inside the lower body, or the torso, legs and hips? I think last time we ran this poll a few weeks ago, we got quite a lot of people. Head, neck and shoulders seems to be one of the most popular areas. So as you're drawing, you're just going to pick which one you'd like to choose. And then what we can do is we can focus on that area, and also we can do distal points, because you probably realize in Shiatsu and acupuncture we often use distal points. That's points at a distance to treat different things, so we can explore that. Okay, here we go. Look, that's my picture for the today. I really need help. I really need help. I'm hoping that's going to be quite different in an hour's time. Okay, so now it's the 3 burner scans. Let's just find out. Let's look at how we're doing with the polling. Okay, we've got a lot of upper body stuff here. In fact, inside the upper body is creeping ahead here and matching the head, neck, and shoulders. So that's really interesting. Okay, and that's also very interesting because it relates to the season, because the lungs are the organ of the autumn, so we can do some special stuff on that. So let's tune into the 3 burners. We're going to start off with the lower burner. It's around here. This is just below the navel, and this includes the bladder, the lower part of the intestines, and it also includes the sacrum all the way around here. So let's just tune into that area. Just ask ourselves, what is that like? Okay, then moving up to the middle burner, just checking in on the middle burner. Got it? And then the upper burner, which is the lungs and the heart area. Okay, now comparing all 3 areas, just going to do a sketch of those and just see how we're doing. And if you come regularly, I know many of you come very regularly, you can compare it and think what it was like last week. Okay, just remembering my lower burner here. Okay, got it? So the question is, which burner would you like to work on most today? I'm going to run that poll. Here we go. That's actually, again, one of the very early polls that we had way back when we started 80 odd weeks ago. So let's see which burner is going to win this win today. I've got a funny feeling that we could see a popular upper burner, but let's just see. Uh-oh. Whoa, okay. Anyone else like to vote? Got almost everyone voted. Oh, the upper burner is just edging ahead here. Look at that. We've got pretty much a smooth line from the lower burner up to the upper burner, but it's all fairly well distributed actually. We're not getting anything too dramatically standing out there. But I guess the upper burner probably is going to win this time of year because the lungs are related to the autumn, which is where we are now. So we better make sure we sort that out. And also we've got some information on the location as well. So we've got a lot of upper body stuff going on. So what we're going to do is try and ground everything, try and get some energy down. And so we're kind of like nicely chilled and balanced between heaven and earth. So we better get on with it. We better get going. So let's just start off with some shaking and just see if we can get rid of any obstruction in the body. And what I'd like you to do today is just pick one area in your body. You can pick wherever it is that you feel the most obstruction. And so this will be an individual thing. Focus your mind into that obstruction. I'm going to start off with little shakings, little bits of shaking. And if you want to, you can make some sounds as well that resonate into that area. Okay, just very gentle shaking. Now, if you're feeling a bit weak, you want to keep the shaking nice and gentle. If you're feeling a bit obstructed, like you've got pain or obstruction that you want to move, that's where you want to try and increase the shaking until you can feel the whole area moving. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're going to just gently spread that shaking out. Spread it out through the body until we can reach down into the hands, right down into the feet and into the head and the jaw, okay? So we're going to use a breath. And we're breathing out and allowing that shaking to flow out through the body from the place where you started, wherever it was, out through into the hands and the feet, all the way out. Very good. Get that shaking all the way down. See if you can feel all the finger joints. See if you can feel all the toe joints. Keep the hips really relaxed. Okay, good. Now we're going to shake backwards and forwards. So we're not just shaking up and down like this. We're shaking backwards and forwards. And this is really good for opening up the upper burner because it opens up lung 1. So I'm shaking backwards and forwards. So I'm leaning backwards, leaning forwards and opening up lung 1. Very good. Okay, so now we've got it really good at moving. Let's shake everything down. So we can imagine we're shaking everything away from the head, away from the upper part of the body, and we're shaking it down into the feet. So what we're doing is we're releasing any obstruction down into the earth. Oh. Okay, feel good? Any other little bits of obstruction, we're just going to move them about. We're just releasing the jaw, getting the jaw released. Okay, so we're wriggling around, trying to find out if there's anywhere else that feels obstructed that we can block. Okay, so now check in. Okay, let's just check in with our connection with heaven and earth. We should start feeling our energy starting to shake down, feeling this releasing, the upper body releasing, and we're getting more of a feeling of energy going down into the earth, which is a great thing. Okay, so now we're going to match that by using our favorite point, one of our favorite points, which is kidney 1. Before we do anything else today, let's just see if we can get that yin feeling connecting from the earth, and then we can build up towards the upper burner. Okay, so we're shaking down, and this is getting rid of any obstructions and shaking down. And then what we'll do is, now if you just stand, okay, you'll feel movement of energy down your body. And now tuning into your feet, what we'll feel is like a kind of feeling of movement down. But what we want is this feeling of yin coming up and calming, relaxing the body. And the way to do that is to open up kidney 1. I've got my chair ready to position for kidney 1. So if you'd like to join me, you might want to sit on the floor or on a chair and we'll activate kidney 1. Kidney 1's the earthing point of the body, as we know, and it's the most powerful point for connecting with the yin of the earth. So basically what it means is it's kind of cooling and relaxing. So let's give it a good start. I'm going to stretch out like this, opening up kidney 1, pressing in. Okay, and then this actually stretches the kidney channel open if you can do this. And then I'm tapping kidney 1. Now, if you remember, it's 1/3 of the distance down the midline of the foot, so it's kind of right in there. I'm going to tap this, opening up the channel. Very good. Okay, I'm holding around kidney 3, if you remember that point from when we did the water element. Holding that point just there below the ankle, between the ankle and the Achilles tendon, holding onto that point and stimulating kidney 1. Okay, very good. Opening it up. Lovely. Okay, excellent. Bit of a rotation for the ankle is always a good idea, keeping that freed up. And time for the other foot. Okay. So again, 1/3 of the distance down, so it's right there. Opening up the fingertips, stretching out. Whoa. stretching out the leg. That gives a stretch to the bladder channel and kidney channel on the back of the legs. And I'm going in and tapping kidney 1. Get a really good opening. So hopefully when we stand up again, we'll feel the difference between connecting with the yin of the earth and just moving stuff that's stuck in the shoulders and the head downwards. So we've got releasing the yang or obstruction downwards, and we've got the yin coming up. And that's what we really need to keep us nice and cool and calm and collected. Especially these days, we really need a lot of yin to keep ourselves cool and calm and grounded. Okay, so here we go. A little bit more on this. I think I'm just going to give it one more little tap. Okay, kidney 1, all right. Okay, I've got my thumb on kidney 3 as well, just to open up the channel. Got my thumb right down here. Excellent. Okay, good. Let's see what it's like to stand up. And then we'll build on that to get all the way up to the upper burner, the upper body. All right, let's see. This way. How are we doing? Okay, so standing and relaxing and tuning in. Okay, now, can you feel that difference now? A lot kind of calmer, much more emphasis on the feet, and there's a sensation of that calmness coming up the body, which complements all that shaking and pushing away stuff and sending it down. And that's a really good experience of yin and yang in the body. And if we build on that this session, what we should feel like is really solid, really grounded and calm, especially in the lower body, going up, and then a lot of movement and freedom in the upper body. This is where that's what we want. Okay, so let's start off the lower burner stuff by activating it with the kidney channel. We're going to go straight in with some doing on the kidney channel. We're going to start off with kidney 3, that's just behind the ankle. And what we're going to do is connect it with that lovely feeling we've got in kidney 1. So if you can bend down here and just feel behind your ankle and just tap there. As we're tapping kidney 3, I'd like you to just see if you can connect that internally with kidney 1. And when you've got that feeling, we're going to slowly move up the back, the inside of the legs, and see if you can feel it almost like a string that you're connecting from kidney 1 through here into the kidney channel. And if you lose it for a bit, you can just stay for a while, go back a bit, until you get that feeling of it. It's almost like a pipe opening up. Nice cool liquid coming up from kidney 1, from the earth, just like a tree, nurturing a tree. Okay, let me come back up and come back to here. Let's just check in there a moment. Can you feel that pipe opening up? Feels like a kind of connection up from kidney 1. That's really good. We'll have another couple of goes at that, and then go down the back of the legs, just to complete the circuit for the kidney and bladder. Okay, and then we're going to tap behind kidney 3. Slowly up, opening up that lovely pipe of yin from kidney 1. It then comes up here into the top of the pubic bone here, kidney 11. So we can just tap around there and then come round down the backs of the legs. Okay, ready? Last time. So tapping kidney 3 and feeling the connection from kidney 1 into kidney 3. And then opening up that pipe all the way up onto the front of the lower part of the abdomen there, and then round and down again. Okay, and then brushing off. Okay, how's the kidney 1 pipe doing? Let's stand and find out. Okay, nice. Can you feel that? We've got a nice open feeling kidney 1 still. A nice feeling of tingling all the way up the legs, especially the inside back of the legs. That's the kidney channel opening up. And that feeds in that yin to the lower dantian. Really important energy center of the body, just below the navel. So let's rub our hands together. And what this should help is it should help our breathing, because what happens is the kidneys grasp the Qi from the lungs. we can get an experience of that by holding here, focusing on the lower burner, and then taking a breath in. We're directing the breath down into the lower dantian. We're holding it there. Okay. And then breathing out. Slow exhalation. Imagine the qi from the breath, the energy from the breath collecting in the lower part of the abdomen. Very good. Okay, and let's do another one. Breathing in. Okay, really good. Now you might find that you get some obstructions. You might find the lungs are not quite sending the energy down. Or the other thing that really is common is we get like an obstruction in the middle burner, which affects the diaphragm. We had about, I think, 30-something% middle burner people. Okay, so if you're one of those people, you might find it a little bit difficult to get the breath down through the middle burner and into the lower burner. It's kind of in the middle here. So it's always a good idea to clear out the middle burner every time, as much as we can, open that up so we can get this connection between the lungs and the kidney energy, or the lower hara. Okay, so let's do some work on that. So let's just start again, feet shoulder width apart, head floating up with that golden thread and the sacrum hanging down. Okay, we're focusing in on the middle burner now. And let's start off with some doing. Now, first of all, we're going to do is we're just going to test stretch. So we're just going to turn to the left as much as we can, and then turn to the right. Okay, just to test out what it feels like. And let's work the liver and gallbladder channels. They run on the sides of the body, on the leg, and the outside and inside the leg. And they're connected to that twisting action, because the gallbladder channel runs all the way up the sides of the body, goes up into the head. Remember, we did connections with the eyes and with the gallbladder 20 here. We've done quite a lot of work in the past on that. So this twisting action twists the gallbladder channel. So let's do some doing on that channel, just activate even more activation for the legs. We're going to tap here, the sides. Okay, and what we're doing here is we're going from the floating rib to just underneath the nipple here, and this is an activation for the liver in the costal region. So if you get any obstruction in the ribs because of the liver middle burner, is really good for that. Just tapping here. Let's get this free. Take some deep breaths as well. And breathe, get all those ribs moving. Expand the whole rib cage. Very good. Okay, we're going to go down. We're going to go down into the gallbladder 30, this big pivot point here around the back of the hips, and then down the outside of the legs. Okay, so keep going. We're going to go down just a point just below the knee here, famous point for releasing liver qi stagnation or the middle burner, and that's the gallbladder 34, which we've done when we did the spring a long time ago now. Go down the outside of the legs, and then up the inside, the liver channel all the way up. Very good. Okay, so we're going to go do that 3 times. So activating this liver 13 and 14. This point, by the way, is one that regulates the digestion as well. So it connects the liver and the spleen together. It's a very useful point, especially if you get digestion related to anxiety or worry and things like that. Okay, so go down, outside and up the inside the liver. And the liver is related to decision making in Chinese medicine, and the gallbladder works with the liver. And what can happen if it gets obstructed is you get a kind of frustrated feeling, can't make decisions, or you get frustrated, you get angry, things like that. So if you're finding that you're a middle burner person, then this could be for you. See what happens. So go down, gallbladder 34, just below the knee, the outside, and up the inside. Okay, awesome, very good. Okay, now if you're a middle burner person and you are more on the liver gallbladder side, then this is what should happen. And I'm speaking from experience here. If you turn to the left and right now, you'll find that that twisting is a lot easier because we've opened up the channel in the legs and right up into the torso. Okay, so check that out. Nice free feeling. And let's enjoy that, everyone, by doing some swinging exercises. This is one of our favorites. We're going to turn to the left and right. While we're doing that, let's connect it with the lower burner and connect it with the kidney 1 as well. Okay, so we're going to open up kidney 1, bring our attention to kidney 1. Keep it flowing. Keep that breathing down into the lower dantian. So breathing into the lower dantian, lower down the lower burner here. The lower dantian is this point just below the navel. Okay, and what that will do is it will connect the kidney yin with the liver yin, which is really important in Chinese medicine because that kind of keeps the liver nice and cool and chilled, which is what we want. We want, especially if we can get really frustrated and angry, we want to kind of yin the liver. So this is how we do it internally. We keep that kidney 1 feeling, that yin feeling creeps up here, goes up here and into the middle burner. Very good idea in the modern world. Also, interesting fact as well is that the gallbladder channel runs into the eyes, the liver goes into the eyes. So if you spend a lot of time on screens and things like that, it tends to overactivate the liver because you're looking all the time, making decisions, clicking and doing stuff like that. So very screen-based work can affect the liver and gallbladder. Not the Wednesday class, by the way, because you're not doing any clicking or anything, you're just doing the exercises. But if you're doing work online, this is a great exercise. Get that yin up from the kidney 1, and let it flow up into the middle burner. Okay, awesome stuff. Well done, everyone. I'm going to shake out a little bit more. Okay, now there's one other part of the middle burner that we need to address, and that's the stomach and spleen. So let's just activate the spleen and relax the middle burner by working like this with one hand over the other. This is a Qigong type style exercise to activate the digestion. We can relax it. Keep that egg under our armpit, that imaginary egg, that will keep the qi flowing down through your arms. Okay, and we're going to just really relax here. Going to really bring our attention down into the abdominal area. Okay. And we're going to just nicely relax it. And we're going to do some nice deep breathing, nice big breaths. Breathing out. Okay, and then we can extend that rotation so that it goes round the whole intestinal area. So we've got this here, which is over the center of the hara or the abdominal area, and then we can make it go wider like this. Nice and gently, we're just relaxing the hands. Very good. Okay, so that's an exercise for the spleen and the stomach. And we can supplement that by working the channels using Doin. Okay, and the stomach channel runs from here, it runs down the abdominal wall here, it goes down the outside front of the legs and up the inside of the legs. Okay, so it's on the front of the legs as opposed to the sides of the legs, which is the liver and gallbladder. Okay, so let's tap here, and what we're doing is we're focusing in on the middle burner. Okay, now if you're a middle burner stomach and spleen person, you're going to find the most benefit from this exercise. So let's see what happens. We're going to go down. We're going to tap down the outside of the legs, and we're going to tune into here. And if you find anywhere that makes this area feel more relaxed and open, then you want to make the most of the points and just spend a little bit of time on them. Go down so you can find some other ones. Don't forget this one just underneath the knee. This is stomach 36, the famous 3 mile point, which is one of the most strengthening points in the body. Very good for strengthening the energy of the body and the legs and everything. Go down, and we tap the inside of the legs, up the inside of the spleen. Got it? So now we're going to go down, outside the legs, and up the inside of the legs. Okay, very good. Okay, one more time. Just pick those points, anywhere you feel some movement or relaxation here. Very good. Very good. Brilliant. I'm just going to brush off. Okay, things that can affect the stomach and spleen are more things like anxiety, worry, concern, overthinking, things like that. Okay. So now let's just check out our middle burner. A little bit of a shake. How does that feel? Pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, so now let's check in again and see whether that breathing is any smoother between the upper and the lower burners. So let's set ourselves up. We need to open up that kidney one again. In fact, I'm going to give my legs a bit of a shake here. I can jump up and down a bit just to activate that kidney one again. Okay, get that nice feeling of connection with the earth. Open up kidney one. Connect up through the legs and bring the hands into the lower part of the lower burner, over the lower dantian, just below the navel. Okay, open up these eggs under the armpit, opening up the armpits. Okay, now let's check out again how easy it is to breathe. Take the breath down through the lungs and into the lower burner. So here we go, ready? So nice easy breath, breathing in. Yeah, okay, holding it, collecting the qi in that imaginary bowl and breathing out. Excellent, okay, let's just do two more. And breathing out. Keep it really relaxed, the head floating up, keep that kidney one open. Very good. Okay, breathing in. Okay, and breathing out. Okay, now if you're a middle burner person like I am today, you'll probably be amazed and excited like I am by the fact that it's just so much easier to get that breath through this middle area now that we've tapped array and we've done the twisting and all the rest of it. It just shows you how it all works as a system. We have to have all these three burners communicating really nicely. Okay, so good. I hope you enjoyed that bit. And let's see where we're at. Okay, excellent. So now finally we get up to the upper burner, very important at this time of year, and it voted most wanted burner in the poll, not surprisingly. And what can happen, especially in the autumn, the lung energy tends to adjust. We can get feelings of melancholy, kind of sadness, low energy, that kind of thing. It's kind of a natural time to let go and things like that. But there's also the other side of it, which is this kind of positivity. If we really want to enjoy the autumn and enjoy the transition into the winter, it's a good idea to activate the lung qi, because that gives us a feeling of being buoyant, having more energy, and just also in Chinese medicine, it's the quality of being able to appreciate the value of things. So you can, if you want that feeling of like being able to value what we have around us, that's all connected to the lungs. So let's activate them, okay? And we're just going to do this exercise first of all. Let's just check in first of all before we do it and find out how our lung stretch is. And we do that by bringing the thumbs up like this, at this angle, breathing in, keep breathing out, stretching backwards and testing out the feeling of the lung channel in the arms and also what it feels like into the actual lung organs itself. So you can feel a connection in, that's a facial plane pathway that goes into the lung tissue there. Okay, now that really wants to be really open and kind of zingy, and this whole area should feel nice and activated. So let's do that. Let's try this medical Qigong exercise that's used in China for asthma sufferers and things like that. Very simple, but its power is in the repetitions and also the internal work that we do. Okay, and all it is just bringing our arms up like this to shoulder height and dropping them back. We put our thumbs outwards though, but the important thing is to connect everything up. So let's open up kidney one, get that kidney one open up the knees, connect up with the lower hara, okay, free up the middle burner, and get that nice feeling of being nurtured and connected with the earth. Got that? Very good. Okay, so now it's time to bring that qi in from the air. We're going to do it by this exercise to start with. Okay, so here we go. Keep those thumbs outwards. Okay. Connecting with kidney 1. Feel that connection with the earth. Very good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, using our imagination, we're going to imagine this whole area is opening out. That's the lung 1 area. And as we do that, we're activating the lung channel. We're bringing these thumbs outwards. You'll feel it, just as you get to the full part of the stretch here, you'll feel it opening out the lung channel, freeing up the upper burner. Okay, very good. So as we're doing this now, what we're doing is we're tracking the breath going into the upper burner. And what we want to do is free up the throat, which is related to the lung channel, again with facial planes that go up here. So we want to open the throat out. Imagine you're kind of yawning or relaxing the throat. Okay, open it up. Very good. Okay, and now we're going to just experience that lovely cool autumn air coming in, filling up the lungs. Very good. And see if you can get that breath to go right through the whole lungs, all the way through into the back of the lungs and all around the sides and the lower part. Very good. Just a quick check to make sure we're grounding through kidney 1, keeping those knees and hips relaxed because we don't want the energy to go too far up. Okay. We're just going to keep that nice and anchored. That's very good. Okay, and then go back to opening up the lungs, relax the throat, open up this kidney lung 1 area on the shoulders. Very good. Okay, we're just going to keep going. Feeling more positive? I know I am. Getting that positivity feeling coming in now. Very good. Okay, so let's just check it out again. Okay, we're going to let the hands go to the sides. You feel that little tingling feeling down, quite a subtle feeling down into the thumb. That's the lung channel opening. And we're going to check the stretch, bringing the hands up, breathing in, breathing out. You see, nice and open. Can you feel that tingling feeling in the lungs? A little bit more of a stretch there and a little bit easier feeling. Great stuff. Okay, so now let's give it an even bigger support by doing some doing on the lung channel. And very soon it's going to be time for point of the week. I can feel it coming along because, as you probably realise, we're doing the lung and large intestine meridian in the autumn. We've already done lung 1, lung 5, lung 9 and 10 and 11. I think we did. So we've done all these lung points. And last week we double round from the lung channel, which goes down to the thumb, onto the large intestine channel, and we worked this point, large intestine 4, one of the most famous points out there. That's a really famous point. So let's work the lung channel like this down to the thumb, and then switch over onto the large intestine channel, and we go up this way onto the top of the shoulder. Very good. Okay, so looping round again. Okay, but let's not forget that feeling of kidney 1 connecting with the earth. Get that nice yin feeling. Nice easy breaths. And we'll go round the channels. Got it? So down towards the thumb, and then switching over and up the large intestine channel. Okay, very good. Excellent. Okay, now the other side. Down the lung channel and up the large intestine channel. Okay, so we're doing that circuit all the way around from lung 1 down to the thumb and then back up onto the shoulder and brushing off. Shaking out. Oh, yes, okay, Qi from the lungs, we love that. Okay, so now let's check in with the meridian stretch again. Let's just see what that's feeling like. Yep, again, a little bit more tingly, a little bit more open. Okay, awesome stuff. Okay, so I think it could be time for point of the week. So let me see if I can find it. I'll just have a look here. And here's the Wednesday class slides. I'm just going to flip through until we find it. And in fact, I think you'll find that we've got, oh, metal element. Let's just have a look at the metal element. You see, there we are. It's in the autumn. We're in the yin phase of the yearly cycle. It's to do with structure, firmness, persistence, and determination. Yeah, we could all do with a bit of that. And as I mentioned before, it's to do with valuing things. And it's also linked to the Po. That's the material soul, our feeling of being connected to the earth. And that's why it's also related to grief as well, because what can happen is when we lose someone or there's some loss, it's that we feel it on the material soul level. Okay, so remember we did lung 5 a while ago, lung 9, lung 11, large intestine 4 last week, and here we are, large intestine 10. Okay, this is the arm 3 mile. Now I know what you're thinking, wait a minute, isn't stomach 36 the leg 3 mile? You're absolutely right, it is. So this is in a similar place, if you think about it, to where stomach 36 is on the leg. So it's in the same place, and it's used for problems with the arm and the elbow, and it's also used for abdominal pain because of its link with the large intestine organ. It's also the most tonifying point on the large intestine channel, because a lot of these points, like large intestine 4, are used to get rid of stuff, whereas this is more to do with strengthening. Okay, so I've got a pole ready. I thought we'd do a little energy exercise like we sometimes do. I'll show you exactly where it is. It's just right on this bulgy bit of the arm. It's right here. If you bend your elbow and you go down this little crease here, there's another point right in here. You go from that point, you go 2 thumbs width down towards the index finger, that's along the large intestine channel, and that will take you just to this bulgy bit of the arm. Okay, and if you can find it, it's usually quite a sensitive point. Let's just see if I can get it myself. There we go, I've got it. Okay, it's quite a sensitive point, and it's also got some really interesting actions. It's used for a variety of different things, and I'm going to run a poll after we've done an energy exercise on it, just to see whereabouts it resonates, because it may resonate with the intestines, it may resonate locally with the elbow, may resonate with the head more. It depends a bit on where you're at with your energy. So let's just try it. We're just going to place our thumb on that point. We're going to relax. I'm going to close my eyes just so I can go internally, and then I'm going to just gently press in the point. So I'm just pressing in like this. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm relaxing, I'm tuning internally to see whereabouts I can feel that point resonate. Just going to hold that point for a bit. Okay, so this is the arm 3 mile point. Okay, great point. I've used this many times in Shiatsu treatments. I've used it to treat diverticulitis and strengthen the digestive system. In techniques in Shiatsu, what you can do, you can actually hold the client's abdomen and work this point and other points in the large intestine channel, and often you can feel changes happening. Okay, so remember it's 2 thumbs width away from this point here, right on this bulge here. I can give you a look at that, that's it. Okay, and let's try it again. I'm going to relax, relaxing, tuning into my head, my tummy, and my arm and elbow, and I'm going to press in. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so let's find out. I've got a poll all ready for that, which is, where did you feel the action of large intestine 10? I'd be fascinated to know where you felt it. Did you feel it more in the head or the face? Did you feel it locally on the arm of the elbow, or did you feel it in the actual abdomen itself or somewhere else? Maybe you felt it somewhere even where it's not even in the book. Okay, we've got a few others. Wow, that is so interesting. Look at this. This is really quite awesome. This just shows you the distal effects of the points there, because we've got the vast majority of us felt it in local, distant places from the local point. And actually, I felt it kind of halfway between my head and my face. I felt something going on my head and a little bit in the abdomen. But look at that. We've got, isn't that interesting that actually it's a minority that actually felt it locally? It just shows you what powerful point it is. It's a really, really useful point there. And you can use it, as I say, for any problems in the head, but also very useful for intestinal problems as well. So if you're feeling weak in the digestion, or you've got any abdominal pain, then you can use this point. It's a great first aid point. Okay, wow, that was a real surprise. Thank you very much for that. And we've got to get back to the exercises and complete the sequence. We've just got to work on the pericardium and the heart area, and then we can do some work on the yang channels and we will be done. Okay, so let's just shake out and get back into the zone again. Let's remind ourselves of that feeling of kidney 1, really open and relaxed. Feel that yin energy coming up from the earth. Just going to do a few abdominal breaths just to get back in the zone. We're going to place our hands over the lower burner and take some nice easy breaths. Okay, relaxing the middle burner. Taking some nice breaths into the lungs. Doesn't that feel easy? It feels really, really easy. The whole thing's totally energized and freed up. Really good. Okay, very, very nice. What a lovely feeling already. Okay, so now let's just check out the pericardium stretch. That's this one where we breathe in, we breathe out, and we go like this. And you might feel a little bit of tension here around the chest area, maybe down the channel. And that's very common if you've got upper burner issues that related more emotional stuff to the heart. And a really good way to move that is through doing, because it moves obstruction in the channel. So let's try doing that. Let's open up the pericardium channel here. And we go down inside of the hand, down into the middle finger here, and back up to the top. I'm going to go around 3 times. So this is the heart protector channel, or the pericardium channel, it's sometimes called. It relates to the muscles around the heart, and it's a really good way of working to reduce stress and open up the upper burner if it's more of a heart type related thing that you've got there. Okay, good. And the other side. Ooh. Yep, and then up the other side, the triple heater channel to the shoulder, and then round here. You want to make sure that you get a really good tapping here from the sternum out towards the inside of the arm. That's it, and that will really help open up that whole zone there. Brilliant. Okay, one more time. Okay, shaking out. Okay, check the stretch again. There we go, much easier. Okay, so that combination of the lung stuff, the breathing, anchoring it in the lower burner, clearing the middle burner out, and of course, don't forget, connecting with kidney 1, just what we need to keep that upper burner nice and regulated. Very, very important, especially this time of year. Okay, so great, we should have just about enough time to finish up with some work on the yang channels of the head and neck. So let's just try tapping around the head and neck. Let's try tapping around the forehead. A bit closer. Sitting position, there we are. So I'm just tapping around here. And then tapping over the top of the head. This is the bladder channel. Onto the back of the head. Very good. And then sides of the head. Brilliant. Okay, excellent. And then just do some work on the eyes. So we're just going to rub our hands together, and we can just place the palms directly over the eyes, and just relaxing, and see if you can feel a connection from the eyes all the way through the head, down the neck and the shoulders, and down towards your feet. Got that? And that's opening up the gallbladder channel. We can help it by just squeezing around here, and then grasping around the back of the neck and squeezing it. Very good. Okay, so now we've got the eyes, and we've got the sinuses here. We can tap here or press. And if you go under the cheekbones, there's some really good points. If you remember the stomach points that we worked on in the late summer, these are really good for opening up the sinuses. Also, we want to try and get as much tension out of the jaw as we can, because that's the place we get teeth grinding and that kind of thing, stress, things like that. So as we go round the cheekbones like this, you keep going round underneath the cheekbones, you'll get to this place just around here, right on the jaw joint. And that's there's a stomach point there that's really good for releasing the jaw. You'll feel if you open the jaw, you'll feel it kind of a little hollow up here there. It's really good to press in around there, releasing the jaw. Okay, and we've got this another point here, which I don't want to tell you about yet, because that'll be the most exciting moment of the year when we get to here, because that will be an entire year's meridian cycle through the elements. So yeah, we've got the point here, and we go around like this. This is the end of the large intestine channel. Very good for unblocking the nose and for helping the sense of smell and things like that. So press around. Okay, very good. Just checking out face. You can kind of wipe your face off, pull around our ears. Let's get rid of any tension got in the face. Very good. Oh, what a great way to wake up. And now we're going to make sure that the SCM muscle here, which has lots of channels, including the large intestine channel, the small intestine at the back, and also the stomach channel running through it, it's a really good idea to release this SCM channel here. And I like to do it like this. I grab hold of the whole thing with my fingers and thumb like this. And then I'm pressing down the back with my thumb, pressing into the front of it with my knuckles here. Really good for opening up the stomach channel. Okay, there we are. And squeezing down the back of the neck. So these are the yang channels tend to run this way. They run like this away from the head, and they go down towards the hands and the feet. So once we've released the head, it's a really good idea to shake anything out and get it to shake out down through the arms and legs. So let's do that. I'm going to relax the shoulders and okay, breaking down over the shoulders and arms. Okay, and while we're doing that, we can come back here and tap down as far as you can down the bladder channel at the back. And down the back to the outside of the legs and down onto the feet there. Very good. Okay, I'm just going to shake this out. Oh, right. Shaking out. Okay, what about doing the cow-cat exercise? It's a really good way of just getting that bit of the spine. I can't quite reach just that bit in the middle there. So if you like to just go into a crawl position like this, let's just stretch it out. And the way to do it is to imagine an extension of the spine through the top of the head, through the sacrum. And then as we breathe in, we can stretch up, open up that bit of the spine here. Breathe out, drop the belly down and stretch out the spine. Try not to compress it though, in. We're extending the head out and the sacrum out and stretching the spine that way. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Okay, doesn't that feel good? Oh, great. Okay, great. So time to check in and do some final breathing. So let's just see. We'll just try and put it all together. Just a bit of a shake. Opening up kidney 1. Let's get back into that feeling of connecting with the earth. Very good. Relaxing the knees, ankles, knees and hips. Opening up all those channels. Get that lovely yin energy coming up, connecting into the lower abdomen there. Hands over the lower dantian. Relaxing the hips. Opening up the middle burner. Egg under the armpit. Floating our head up. Very good. Breathing in. Directing the breath down into the lower abdomen. Holding it. Keep that kidney 1 open. Keep those hips relaxed. Breathing out. Slow exhalation. Excellent. Okay, another one. Very good. Lovely. And let's just finish off with this Tai Chi breathing, because it brings it into movement. We can have that head floating up, sacrum hanging down. Keep it all really relaxed and open, opening up kidney 1. And we're going to breathe in. Okay, and then breathing out, sinking the breath down. Let's sink it all the way down to the feet now and into the earth. Breathing in, bringing the Qi up from the air around us, bring it into the lower dantian and pressing it down, gently down into the feet and into the ground. Very good, just keeping it nice and loose, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, and then just standing for a second, keeping that kidney 1 open, floating the head up, relaxing all the way through the body. Just feeling that lovely connection there between the yin of the earth and that yang energy above us in the air. And there we are, set up for another autumn week. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me on this Wednesday class. I always look forward to it. I feel so much better now than I did an hour ago, and I hope you do too. Big, massive thank you to all the community sign-up members and the blended member who are helping us to support this Wednesday class moving out of the pandemic. We really appreciate it. We're getting a few more people every week signing up. And so if you want to go to follow the link on the email or go to the Shiatsu College Norwich site, you'll find a link and you can join the community. And there's other benefits as well. You can check in. We had a really good fun last weekend. People checking in and joining us on the Shiatsu class, and of course there's Kat's monthly yoga, which is all included. So it's a great way that we can support you, and you can help us keep the lights on here as we move out of the pandemic. Okay, brilliant. So I assume that Basti hasn't got a. Here we are. Lots of lovely appreciation in the chat. That's absolutely great. Thank you so much. I'm going to put a heart in the chat myself. And I'll see you next Wednesday. And we're getting very near our whole year cycle. This is the 82nd Wednesday class. Can you believe it? And we must have done almost 52 going through the year cycle. So see you next week, and we'll find another point of the week further up the large intestine channel. Which one will it be? Okay, great. Thank you very much. Lovely to see so many familiar names in the chat, and see you next Wednesday. Yes, please. We will keep the lights on, Annette. Yes, please. Join the community and help us do that. Okay, here we go. End the session.